guys, and welcome back to the channel. Another video today on another CarPlay unit, CarPlay Android Auto, and this one's for the car, and it's a Lamtto unit. And what we're going to do, we're going to use one of these special knives I've got. If you are a collector of knives, these are a very good brand to collect bone handle knives. I've got two there, and we'll pull one of these out the bag, and you can see a superb bone handle knife with a safety blade on the back. So let's get into this and see what we've got. So, Amazon package, cut that end. Super sharp, these knives, guys, so you've got to be super careful. I'll put that away just to save chopping any fingers off for the moment. So let's see what we've got in this huge Amazon box. The box on the inside is a lot smaller, so I'll move the main box out of shot, and as with all videos, we'll have a look around the box, see what we've got. So let's start on this side. Yeah, so again, it's been shipped via Germany, the same as the last unit that came over. Again, on the front, although it is a Lamtto unit, there's no branding that I can see at the moment on it, just a smart screen, voice control, touch screen, GPS, DVR. On that end, we've got model RC06, which is the Lamtto model. This is the car model. The bike model is an RC12. I believe that's the one that's coming as well. On this side, we've got a few bits and bobs that are covered with a sticker, so we can't really see what's in there, but forget about that. Let's get into the packaging. So you can see I've not opened this. I've waited to share the experience with you guys, so we'll cut the cellophane there. We'll get into it. On the front, and I'm guessing that there's not much I can show you within the unboxing and the original look at this. I can't really set it up unless it's got a USB connection. It may just be a hardwired to car connection. So let's see if we can get into the box. How's it open? Open here. So again, it's sealed down, so it's a good thing. It shows nobody's been into the box before. Get that tab open. I'll open this up, and packaging not quite as good as the unit I got the other day, the unbranded generic unit. Very good packaging and box on that, but still well packaged, still well protected. So get into the box and get to the main screen. So this is the main unit I'm pulling out, and it looks as if it's already attached to the base, so we'll get it out of the packaging. And yeah, it looks to be about, overall length without measuring this, is probably 30 centimeters long, and the screen size is supposed to be 9.23, and without getting a ruler on this, I would think this is slightly bigger. I'm not overly sure, but we'll try it at some point. The instructions on the packaging on the front: please turn on your phone wireless LAN and Bluetooth when you first pair. Car charger, built-in FM transmitter. Please have the use of car charger in the package. Do not put the car charger close to the car dashboard to avoid interference. That's because it's got an FM transmitter, so it's got a hard foot on the bottom. It's not flexible, the foot on the bottom. Well, it is a bit flexible, so it's got a bit of bending if you've got a curved dash. You can see there's a rear camera on the module. Let's have a look on this side. We'll have a closer look. We've got a Type-C port, an AVI import, we've got a micro SD port, and we've got an auxiliary port that seems to be open, so that's usable, unlike the other unit we looked at. So that's basically that with that attached. The bracket at the back is already attached to the mount, and there's a turn on the bottom that's clickable to different directions. Yeah, so quite a sturdy, well-looking, well-built unit. Nice hard plastic. The power switch on the top. That's pretty much all I can tell you about the main unit. Like I say, built-in integral camera. The camera does move around if you want to move it up and down. The clamp itself is pre-installed onto the back of the unit. So let's put that to one side and have a look what else is in the box. So we'll take this foam packaging out, very well packaged again for protection. And we'll take that section out. So we've got a few bits and bobs in the box, there's a pry bar there. I don't know what the pry bar's for. That may be for prying off once you've got it stuck and you want to remove it to another location. Small screwdriver, 3.5 auxiliary port there, headphone jack 3.5 to 3.5, some cable tidy stickers in there as well. I'm assuming that's if you want to put the auxiliary connection by AUX instead of Bluetooth. So an extra sticky pad as well on the bottom there, mounting pad. There is one on the bottom of the unit pre-installed. So I'll just have a look. Yeah, very sticky under there. That's on side. Place that down. So we've got an actual cigarette lighter type adapter, which is a 5-volt output, 5000 milliamp. Looks fairly long in length. The connection to the back of the unit is a standard Type C USB, so we may be able to power this up off a 5 volt adapter that we've got in the house just to try it. Rather large manual, and that's going to be different languages. It starts in English and goes through all different languages, so quite comprehensive. Spanish at the back, Espanol. So quite interesting, considering I'm in Spain. It covers all the languages, and it gives you English, Chinese, Dutch, French, Italian and Spanish. So that's the setup and user manual. It gives you wiring diagrams, etc. There's a quick startup card, I imagine, and an extras card. So micro SD, hardware kit, and these are all extras. You can get extension cable with rear camera, card reader, etc. They're accessories for the dash cam, optional accessories for CarPlay, car charger with a USB port, desktop mount, auxiliary cable and other parts, and then some installation guides for YouTube on the back and a Facebook link as well. What else is in the box? There's the main mount, that if you want to mount it via a suction cup to the window, you've got that option as well, with a ball mount on the other side. The ball mount, you'd have to remove the existing mount off the back. As you can see, there's 4 screws in there and there's 4 holes in there, so that would mount there to mount it to the dash. So you get an additional mount, so you can mount it on a surface or on the screen itself. Then obviously you get, I won't open this at the moment guys, but you get a rear camera with a sticky footprint on the bottom and all the cabling to wire that in. So another auxiliary jack there as well. I'm assuming that's for the rear camera setup. So it appears that the main wiring loom for this particular model is via a cigarette lighter or a Type C connection. Just have another look on the cabling that's over the back here. Yeah, so the Type C powered car adapter is wired. So this side of the adapter, if you've got a spare Type C socket in your vehicle, you cannot use this cable with that. I'm assuming if the output is the same, 3000 milliamp and 5-volt output, you could use a standard Type C to Type A if you've got a mount in your car to jack it in. This has got a Type A go through, USB 1 amp output there, so that can be for any other device that you want to output from it. So that's basically it in the kit guys, and a quick unboxing. What we'll do, we'll get this set up in the vehicle and we'll go through the setup process using CarPlay and maybe Android Auto. We'll also try it with multiple phones, because obviously if you're using it in the car and you've got a partner or a wife or whatever who wants to use it as well, or family who wants to use it as well, obviously you're going to need to swap between different users. That may be an easy way to do that, or it may be a case of disconnecting, if you're both getting in the car at the same time, disconnecting one Bluetooth connection so that the other one is enabled, but we'll try that later. So I'll leave it here and I'll catch up with you later guys with the rest of the review, the setup in the vehicle and the overall testing of this device. Okay guys, and welcome back. We've got everything set up in the car. The head unit is just stuck on the sticky pads on the dash. We've got the USB to cigarette lighter connection connected, and there's a pass-through on the cigarette lighter connection, so I've got my phone in the wireless charging dock next to it. It's not in the way of anything. I can see all the clocks on the dash, and I can see, so we'll turn the ignition on. And you can see the splash screen straight away. You get a splash screen of a car. You can see my phone's charging, and the system's powering up. I'll just turn this car stereo down. So my phone is now connected to the in-car stereo that's in this particular vehicle. I'll just move that down a bit so you can probably see a bit better. So the in-car stereo in this particular car is connected, but there's no CarPlay or Apple Play. You can see now it says on my phone that CarPlay is connected, so we can turn that screen off. We've got CarPlay on the dash. So my phone, as I've said before, is connected to the original system. I've not altered anything on the phone to the system in the car. It's as it was before, so if this system was not powered on or it wasn't in place, my phone would automatically connect to the car system. Once connected to the car system, you need to select media and press on the media button, and it's showing no title. So if I go back, that's obviously the last thing it was playing. So if I go into settings, I don't know if this is going to show on the camera because it's quite dark down there. I'll move it down a little bit further. So Bluetooth device list. So you can see there's 3 phones on there. There's my iPhone, my wife's iPhone, and my work Xiaomi 13T Pro, which is an Android phone. So we'll come back out there. We can see we're clearly connected. Click on media. Again, you can see the system of the car. This is an 8-year-old car, so it's quite slow, the system in here. So we're back on the system that is mirroring the my iPhone. So now if I turn the volume up, it's on mute at the moment. You can see the mute symbol. So what we'll do it's quite hard this now because I don't want to really play any sort of music, but I'll keep it on mute. But if I play any music, obviously I'm going to get a strike on this YouTube video. But what I'll do, I'll show you how everything actually works. So we come across to Google Music. You can use Apple Music as well. And again, it's dependent on the signal you've got. You can see I've got a 4G signal there, but it's very, very slow signal. And what we'll do, we'll get out and show you the mapping on this in a minute, how the Google Map and Apple Maps work. We'll just go down the road and back. So you can see if I pick an album, and we've got an album on the screen there, and it's obviously playing at the moment. I won't turn the volume up, but I can assure you if that's basically all I'll show you. We shouldn't get a strike on that. So you can see it's slightly playing then. What I'll show you as well is the voice activation, which is very crisp and very clear. So if I go, hey Siri, load Google Maps, you can see we jump straight into Google Maps full screen. Hey Siri, Apple Maps, YouTube Music. You can see we jump straight into Apple Maps, straight into YouTube Music. When you're in YouTube Music, you can press the back button at the top. You can see your library. You can see your downloaded albums that you've got downloaded. You can see last played. So very, very intuitive, very easy to use. But you can do a lot of this by voice when you're actually moving. I just don't want to trigger any sounds that are going to come out of the speaker. So yeah, it's fully intuitive. It's very simple to use. The screen's nice and bright. Auto connects as soon as you get in the car. Really crisp screen. The unit that I reviewed before that's on my 900 DSX, the pixel density is nowhere near as good as this particular unit. And this particular unit is the Lamtto unit. Now, I would think all these units are pretty generic. I mean, they will have their own bits they've added to different units, but they're all made in China. And if I'm honest, I believe that none of them are truly licensed by Apple or by Google. CarPlay and Apple Play is a head unit thing that's built into the systems that go in the cars, and that's got a license from Google and from Apple. So this system is really, really sharp, really easy to use. And this particular model, like I've said, is the Lamtto RC06. I'll put a link in the annotations below where you can buy this. There are similar units, but what I've found with the other units, that you can find units of varying prices out there on Amazon, on AliExpress. The problem with a lot of the units is they're a generic body design, and I would think the internal components like the processors in there, the memory and all the rest of it, are varying in quality and speed, etc. So quickly go back to the main screen on this. On the button on the right hand side, if I go around the camera and not get in the way, there's a button on the right hand side you press, and it gives you a few quick access features. So it gives you quick access to the camera, so you see the camera's crisp, really crisp and clear. It's as good as any dash cam camera that you've got. I've not mounted the rear camera at the moment, it's still in the box. I will wire that through, and I'll zip tie these cables a bit tidier down to the cigarette lighter. So if we go back out of that again, you can go home, and from the home screen you've got the same settings. You've got all your settings for recording, connections, resolution 8 for this is record settings, so 720p, 1080p or 2.5. If you put it on the 2.5, it's obviously gonna use a lot more of the SD card that's included. You get a 64 gigabyte SD card with this, and it overwrites all the time, so it's constantly recording. So you go onto DVR now, that's on 2.5, and what happens, you can see the record button is going on the side here. Start recording. It's constantly recording, pretty much the same as the record on the motorbike that I showed you, the DSX 900. So when it gets to the end of the card, it overwrites. The higher the resolution, the less copies you're going to have in there. So if you've got it set to 1080p, you probably would get a couple of hours recording on that 64 gig card, and then you can go and look at all the files that are on the card. We'll go back home. I'm taking a photo, so that's the wrong one. That's about going back home, and playback, and you've got your videos, and this is a list of all the videos that are in there. So if we go to a video that's there, it's all integrated into YouTube Music, so you can hear there's actually voice recording on it as well. So it's playing not on the same ratio that was on the screen before, more of a 16.4 ratio. So you can see the video is quite clear. So if you wanted to do a voiceover, let's get back out of this because I'm talking over myself here. When you're in YouTube Music, yep, but press the back button. Stop. Right, so we'll go back home. What I was going to say, if you wanted to do sort of a blog video and record something, the recording quality is going to be good enough to do that, whereas on the DSX 900 the quality is very low, and it's just purely for security purposes. So you could use this as a blogging device as well. So we'll go back to the main screen, go back into CarPlay. So you can see the things that come included, and you can change all this. If you go to CarPlay on your phone and go into settings, hit CarPlay, there's a list of apps that you can add and take off. So you don't have to have the included ones on there. You can remove these, you can put other ones on. So if you don't use Audible or Amazon Music, you can remove them and put different ones into their place. So at the moment, as it comes as standard, we've got 3 screens. You've got phone, smart screen, global player, music, maps, podcasts, audiobooks, messages. Global player again is a radio player, so you can see the radio stations are there. We'll try Capital FM. Now playing this should not give us a strike because it's a radio station, so we'll turn the volume up. And I'll turn it down again just in case. I would just play a small snippet of that. But you can see when you're in car and you're moving now, you've got full access to global radio stations. So we'll come back out of that quickly. And what else have we got? Podcasts, if you want to listen to Apple Podcasts, Apple Maps, Apple Messaging, audiobooks. Everything works seamlessly. So if I was to say to Siri, hey Siri, send a message to Leslie.
Would you like to use WhatsApp?
Yes.
What do you want to say to Leslie?
This is a test message from the CarPlay unit in your car.
Your WhatsApp message says, this is a test message from the CarPlay unit in your car. Do you want to send it or change it?
Send it.
Done.
So you can see it's very... And the volume now is turned down on the media, so the media is not playing, but obviously the voice coming out of the system overrides the volume on the media that we had playing before. So it's quite a clever system. So we'll get out and about and do a quick road test. So we're back again, guys. I'm just powering up the unit again. I've put the phone on the tripod on. Right, I'll cut that bit of music out. That was the music. If it doesn't connect instantly to your car, it starts to come out through the internal speaker, so it chooses any method it can to connect. So if it connects and you've not got the car connected via Bluetooth, it will default to the system speaker, or you can use a wired speaker. You can see there's an auxiliary jack in here, and there's also a USB jack. If you wanted to cable wire it, you could do, but the Bluetooth option, in my opinion, is the best option. So we'll have a short ride, and so we'll put that onto full screen, the map, and we'll have a look at them. This is the mapping at the moment on Google Map in full screen, so you could use this if you like as a route guidance. If you weren't going on a predetermined trip, it would tell you where you're generally heading, and you can move around the map. You can scroll around. Some of these units you can't scroll around the map, you can't pinch to zoom, etc. So yeah, you can recenter it quite easy. It'll recenter the map, and then it will go in a couple of seconds. It'll go full screen again. So there you go. So we'll take off and hope the camera stays snugly in its seatbelt position, and we do get some video that I can splice into this. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this unit. The unit that I showed you on the DSX 900 in the previous video, I really like the feature that you can quick dismount that to a pogo mount, and you can take it off the bike. A lot of the other units that are actually coming, they're hard fixed to the bike. To take them off you need an Allen key, etc, etc, and I think that leaves it a bit prone to someone tampering with it, trying to rob it, and even if they don't rob it, making a bit of a mess of your bike and tampering with your bike, which is not a good thing all around. So visibility, the visibility on this is absolutely amazing. It's really, really bright, really clear. So you can see the mapping is quite responsive. Mapping, as you know, comes from your mobile connection. Mobile connection where I am in this part of the countryside in Spain is very, very poor, until you get nearer towns where you get 5G. So it'll give you a rough idea how good this is working. Hey Siri, change to Apple Maps. So you can see very, very responsive to voice commands. Hey Siri, open YouTube Music. Hey Siri, what time is it?
It's 9:31.
Hey Siri, today's weather forecast.
Should be sunny today. Daytime temperatures will hover around 31 degrees, with overnight lows around 17.
Hey Siri, open Global Play. So you can see it's very responsive. I mean, there can be the odd glitch with...
It doesn't look like you have an app named Global. You can search for it in the App Store.
And that's my watch telling me I haven't got a Global Player, which is quite strange because I don't think it is on my phone, but it's inbuilt into the head unit. So there are some apps on the Edge unit that aren't on my phone or my Apple Watch. Hey Siri, load Google Maps. So what we'll do, we'll go a bit further on, and I'll turn around and we'll do a navigate to home. So you can see it's quite a clear map. It's stuck pretty well to the dash on the included sticky pads that come with it. I don't intend drilling any holes or sticking it on a windscreen mount. You can angle this. It's on a click mounted angle, so if you loosen off the screw thread behind, you can click to different settings with the setting loose, and it'll still click to them settings. So it's very easy to angle in different positions. I've got it slightly angled down. It's not blocking any visual line that I can see out the window. The line above the head unit, when I look out across the window, that hits the top of the unit here, hits the line of the bonnet, so it's not impeding any anything that I would see on the road ahead of me, so it's a good position that I've got it. So yeah, we'll turn around at this junction ahead, and we'll set Google Maps to home, or we'll use Apple Maps. We'll use one of them anyway, and we'll see how clear the voice instructions are. Like I said, I've turned the volume down on this, so the actual media player part of it is muted, but the Siri voice recognition and the applications that Siri uses override the system volume, so they still work anyway. If you mute it, it'll still work. So I'll just stop here for a second, and with my goggles I'll have a quick look. So click on the screen, we go back to search at the top, and it gives you different things. Like on Google Maps we've got home, so I'll set home destination, and I could just say start, but there's a start button to click there. So we're 2.1 kilometers away, and
right on RMB 15.
Google Maps now. The Siri works with the voice turned down, but any application you're going to have to turn the volume back up to use it. So it's telling me which way to navigate. So we'll click on that. We'll end this, and we'll try. So that's pretty clear, and it's a nice screen to look at. It's a day screen. This has got auto dim and auto night features, so very good. Hey Siri, open Apple Maps. Hey Siri, navigate home.
Getting directions to home.
Right, so we go. So that's found my home now when I'm typing in, but it didn't do it off the
Running
voice
route to
source.
home. Head north on RMB 38. Then turn right onto RMB 15.
So it's pretty much a preference which mapping system you prefer. I think if I was using it on my phone I would prefer Apple Maps. I'm not sure on this screen that I prefer Apple Maps to Google Maps. It's pretty much of a muchness. Hey Siri, end navigation.
Ending navigation.
Hey Siri, open Google Maps. And I think I prefer the Google Maps, because on Google Maps you've got the home. If my wife's using it, she's out and about, she doesn't know where she is. This is a lot simpler for her to use, I would think.
Head south.
It says 5 minutes. I think it's a lot clearer screen. It's just a white screen as opposed to a coloured screen. It instantly goes to full screen, which I like. So we'll try it on this one. I may edit bits of this video out, guys, so if you see bits that are stopping and starting, it's because I don't want to have it too long, and I'm trying to get the most pertinent points over to you guys. But yeah, this head
In 400 meters, turn left.
This
Head east on RMB 15.
Very
Continue on RMB 15 for 1.5 kilometers.
The only trouble with Google, guys, she's very vocal and she tends to waffle a bit more than Apple Maps. But yeah, very clear, very concise, very nice to see on the dash. I've said that the left hand side, right hand side I should say, a bit dyslexic there, but on the right hand side there's a button there so you can get to brightness. It is auto dimming at the moment, so it's on auto setting, but you can override that and you can have it super bright. I don't know the actual nits of this screen, but it's certainly a lot brighter than the one on I'm testing on the DSX 900. So all in all, I'd give this at the moment a solid 10 out of 10. There are units that are a lot more expensive on the market. The Lamtto units, in my opinion, are very good value for money. This head unit is nowhere near as expensive as, say, a Cardo unit, but the quality and the build and the design of it, the widescreen modern design, really nice, guys. Really nice interface. Again, they're never going to be as fluid and as smooth as your phone. Likewise with your built-in car system, that's the same. There's a slight bit of lag. This isn't overly laggy, it does scroll okay. The voice actions are absolutely superb. They work very fast, if you've seen. So yeah, I would give it a 10 out of 10. So I'll leave a link below to you guys. I'll try and get a discount code for you.
In 400 meters, slight right.
And I'll place that below. So yeah, guys, I'm very impressed. So give me a like, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Ask me a few questions if you want to ask me. This is a very neat system. It's very easy to wire in. There's just a power cable that goes into a lighter socket, and
slight right.
That's basically it. So there's one cable coming out the unit, unless you want to let's just stop this navigation here. Unless you want to put the rear camera in, which is another
In 300 meters, your destination will be on the right.
Unless you want to put the camera in, which is another slot on the back. There's just one Type-C coming out this side. It goes around the back. It comes down this side. I've got a couple of cable tidies, and I've got a bundle of cable in the tray below that I'll tidy up and just move under here and just maybe cable clamp to the side so the coffee cup areas are still free. So yeah guys, I'll leave it there. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and 2 more units coming for the bike. One is a Lamtto unit like this, which I'm really keen to have a look at after seeing the quality of this, and the other one is a Carplay 702. So guys, take care, stay safe, and